Again with Thor peering through into the sphere. I raised my eyes to meet his. That was nice, I say, unsuccessfully trying to be flippant. No, probably not, but what have you really learned from it? Thor asks me. My insight surprises me. If I review all the battles and fight in context with the experiences that the Zeus gave me of Tom, I see that an overall picture emerges. If we contain hate or anger or seek revenge over some injustice, then it is this very hate and outrage over something we abhor that creates the battlefields. Our physical wars are a creation of the base negativity that dominates and rules us through our own personal thoughts and emotions. Oh no, that's spiritual garbage and hogwash. I mean, now if I see something evil around me, okay, I cannot judge it. I have no right to judge it now. Perhaps a baby, a kid, or an animal being abused, an elderly being abused by a burly man, a bully. Then I should contain myself and I keep it to myself and say, oh, I shouldn't have any emotion towards it. You see how cocky is all this? So cocky to me. It doesn't make any sense. If you what you say you are somebody of value, as somebody honest, as somebody if you good, is someone with a good upbringing, raising, someone who is positive. Because sometimes we have to go into duality. You see, you have to be dual, or you have to be negative in order to undo a wrong. Even the Sabine also says that sometimes you have to be negative to fight. How to say that the name is the word. It's another word, but I will say tyrant, but it was another word. But let's say it's a tyrant, okay? It sometimes takes negativity, and maybe perhaps this is what they want from us. This is what they are testing at the other side to see how we're going to react toward those events or that thing that is now showing beside us, showing before us. Maybe they want to test us and see how we react, how is our reaction towards it, how we choose to react. Our physical worlds are creation of the base negativity that dominates and rules us through our own personal thoughts and emotions. Overall picture of emerge if we contain hate or anger. I mean, everything has a begin, all right? Everything has a begin. What he means here is that all this continuation of lives together, which I don't believe it ever happened. Maybe have been somebody else, and they say that was the same man, his friend of war, and maybe have not even been them. Maybe have been others that they call join together, recycle and mix up, make a mishmash of the astral body. But anyway, I'm not going into it. So there he say here that we cannot keep it to heart and then get a sensation, a emotion, or a sentiment or a desire for revenge. Right? You shouldn't. You shouldn't. This is what they try to put in the mind of this man. What actually they put into his mind, that you should get anger, whatever. So allow the idiot, the bully, the tyrant, the violent, do as they please. Then this whole world will go to hell. okay? Because we're gonna be just complacent, we're gonna be complacent, and when you are complacent, you are co-creator. You are asking for it. However, regardless of he having hatred or not, the most important point here is the fact that they already have origin. They have created a configuration of people to come together, take up a mission, be incarnated, take up a mission of dramas, enemies, and friends. Uh, our how to say adversaries, and then fight together, then harbor anger, harbor hatred against each other, so that we will return again with the same personality, with the same people to give us hell one more time. And this goes on and on and on and on and on until we learn to forgive. Is that what they want us to do? Then why have I started to begin? Why have I started? Why they make this kind of nonsense for this kind of oh, this for me is a gay rubbish kind of paradigms and kind of script. That's nonsense, you know. Make these two persons fight together sometime, make them be born as husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, father, son, father, daughter, mother, son, mother, daughter, you see, siblings, uh, anybody, people who just come into your life for give you hell. What a rubbish is this? And then we should keep it quiet. Is it what they mean? And then they mean to say that we shouldn't do it because that is going to reverberate something out of proportion and it will never ends. If you don't learn to forgive, is that what the message they try to pass here? And is it easy? Is it easy? I mean, if the people just give us temporary problem, that's okay. If you forget, and tomorrow I already forget. But when this problem is continuous for many years and is still the present, then it's difficult to eradicate. It's very difficult. If a temporary problem is okay, forget it, heal it, cure it. But if it's still there, if you are still living with the same perpetrators, then it's much difficult. Then a woman who's man or whatever, or a man or whatever, whose adversary always um, stalks him, bully her, and harass her, and give her hell in her life, you treat her and her children, should easily forgive and say, oh, continue, I love it because my healer. What a nonsense. Uma fairy Anunnakis fairy tale world doesn't exist. In the world of the big bloody fools, does it exist. This is true of two people having a field, a mob that is rioting, or a nation of people that hold a hate or grudge toward another nation. No matter if it is one person or many people, we each created the reality we are currently involved in. I smile brightly. Do you know that there are men who, having been ordered to fight in some of our more recent wars, have refused to fight, refused to kill? They are generally abused for this, punished, and often victimized. Yeah, yet the victory is theirs. They have already won their war. This gives me hope. It tells me that change is happening and that some of us are learning to express a great love. Thor nods at me approvingly and turns away. Did he really approve? I find it hard to believe. Ooh! I wandered among these great beings for a while, deliberately walking to the purple light, getting recharged and energized. Only as I feel the energy do I realize that my experiences within the spheres are quite demanding. I am participating in a way I do not understand, and I feel fatigued after each encounter. Yes, axial energy, I know how I wake up. I wake up gasping for air. I stay many years after that gasping for air because they took away my energy, sending me to battles, say that I have a battle there in Greece before during Alexander the Great, and then I wake up super duper tired without energy because they suck energy through all this nonsense out of the bad experience. She whom I knew to be Persephone comes over to me. There's no such thing as Persephone, it's him themselves, it's them. Would you like the gift I have to offer? She holds her spear before me. I'm sure her offering will not be a painful one. Her face is serious. Know that you make your own pain. Could you not have an experience without it? Her comments opens up a new line of thought. Do you mean that the me that is here now can influence the identity of my past? I did not realize that. Persephone laughs merrily. Who do you think Tom the crafter saw in his dreams if it was not the you of now? Who do you think entered the Romanie's dream and told her of her past if it was not you? But but I know nothing of her past, and how could I tell her that when I was Tom? Equally, how could I be in his dream and bewildered all over again? Michael, can you believe me when I tell you that as a participant you acted? No, no, you are play tricks with dude, you are fooling him. You actually send you yourself as that woman dream and say that you have something to do with this man. And you come to him and say that you are a part of him as well. No, no, no. It's not true. You played out your Tom role, but you who are also Michael were also involved on other levels of self. You acted, bringing a solution into the lives of those you were involved with. You were able to do this because of the paradox of time. What was happening or will happen is happening now. Because of this, the past and the future are always accessible in the present moment. You accessed the past and brought about change. Only you could do this. I don't have permission to alter your life. Neither does anyone else, I don't believe. I am flabbergasted. You mean it was I who brought myself into this mystical room? I asked weakly. No, no, it wasn't you. Totally, they are lying. But of course, who else could? However, you may well have a guiding mentor. Ah, now you are tell, huh? You say that it was him, and then later you want to take away the responsibility. You say, no, it was a guiding mentor, not eyes, but a guiding mentor, you know? Even if it even unseen, even so, all that you are involved in is your choice, is in your reality because of that choice. Persephone held up a familiar sphere. Would you like to experience my gift to you? This time I did not hesitate. Yes, please, I said, my eyes already staring into the sphere. I'm a farmer, walking across my field of wheat. My hands are shaped, clasped behind my back. I'm a farmer walking across my field of wheat. My hands are clasped behind my back, my head down, my eyes on the fresh green blades as I walk across the field. I love what I'm doing. To see the young wheat having just emerged through the soil is a blessing that I enjoy every season. The autumn wind is cool now. and the wheat will not grow fast. It will grow stronger and root deeply then, when the cold of winter comes and frost and snow take hold of the soil. The wheat will wait with the infinite patience of all plants for the warmth of spring, and then it will begin to grow again. My footsteps, my footsteps are deliberately slow, prolonging the pleasure of being with the wheat. Some of the neighboring farmers will smile while they see me. There goes old Bert, they say, walking his fields in his usual dream. None of them has ever been able to understand my depth of feeling for the land. They talk of loving the land, but love is not words. Loving the land is communing with its spirit, sharing its mysteries. In our mid 19th century England, farming is a hard labor intensive way of life, demanding its hours of work, but I love it. My beloved wife Paul understands and honors me for the way I am, but my sons have mixed feelings about me. My thoughts dwell on my sons as I walk the soothing fields. My feet find their unerring way across the land. Charlie has a feel for the land and has farmed it to me for a good many years now, but Joey is a stranger to it. Charlie will be the one to inherit my land, for Joey has no interest in it at all. Pity, I mused. I had high hopes for Joe. Ah, well, doctoring is a worthy thing to do, and he is a mighty fine doctor. But he will never experience my connection with the land. But then neither will Charlie. He has a feel for the land, but it's outside of him. He thinks I'm mad, and I tell him that I am the land. I feel the movement of the soil in the depths of my own body, and I can hear the spirit of the land as it speaks to me. That's what eludes Charlie. Not only doesn't he hear it, but he doesn't believe that it's possible. So not only doesn't he hear it, but he doesn't believe that it's possible. I sigh. I'm getting old, approaching 90. I'm at the end of my active life, but I'm still able to spend the hours walking the land I love. As I walk the field of wheat, the green blades swirling around me in the breeze, I feel the dance of life in every single plant. I sit for a while in the hedgerow, my back against a sturdy hawthorn. I planted this hedge some 60 years ago. I set it so that the pheasants and partridge would have nesting sites, and so that the ladybirds could find shelter for hibernation. I know that nature never really attacks my crops, she only protects them. My eyes closed, I imagine the young wheat growing tall and strong. I marvel at this hollow stem that can always come upright again, no matter how flattened by storm it may be. I become still and quiet without thoughts. I listen as the spirit of the land speaks from the silence. Change is sweeping the planet. This will affect all humanity, but first it will appear in nature. Species will die, the land will be abused, the water will be polluted, and even the air will become unbreathable. This will be seen as a great wrong by humanity. I don't believe not only humanity, but it's not so. Yeah, it's not so. Before there can be a rebirthing, there must be a dying. Having coexisted for a long, long time, The old must give way to the new, for this is the way of life. Those people who are sensitive to the land will be involved in this change, and you will be the agents for its birth. You will work together, not aware of your togetherness. Some of you will be the destroyers, breaking down the old, while others will be the rebuilders, activating the new. You see yourselves as opposite in your intent, but you are one, and one is see, there can be nothing out of place, nothing that is not of the whole. See how beautiful is that? I mean, how true. First of all, change already started the planet from the 80s onward. Okay? And then they say that who is destroy the planet is human alone, and it isn't. I always knew that. Always I say it's not just humans, okay? Something else. Because it's the cycle go on and on and on, just like the hamster wheel, just like the samsara wheel, it goes on and on and on. This is a kind of a coral bed that never stop, like wee, wee, never stops every evening. So, this is a thing that is repetitive, okay? And it will be the agent for its birth. You will work together, not aware of your togetherness. Some of you will be the destroyers, breathing down the old, breaking down the old. It's happening now. Many old not bridge, buildings, architecture is being pulled down, while new ugly ones called modern is being erected, which I find ugly and ridiculous, very ridiculous. Ugh, I hate it. Only jackasses like that, I don't. So you see yourself as opposite in your intent, but you are one and one is see. I'm shocked about what I hear. Species dying, the land abused. I should. Maybe it is good that I'm old, for I would not wish to witness this terrible change. But we're gonna be reincarnated, so, and then we're gonna witness it again. Am I demented in my old age? A woman has appeared before me from nowhere. A woman of great beauty. She's speaking to me, just like me just now. I go after my cat. It's already, right now it's 1:35 a.m., but it's now was 12:45 or something like that, 1 a.m. So I went it down, and as I come up from the elevator with the lift, I had the sound like like someone gasping for air, you see, or someone tried to spit out something. I thought I come up from the lift. As soon as I come up from the lift door open, I heard the song. I say maybe someone nearby. And I look right, nothing, and the sound come from both right and left. I say maybe somebody. Then I look, nobody. There was nobody around. I mean, very close to me. And then I hear this song. And then I thought maybe I got another side, maybe it's another side, and I went to the front, to the right front of the block to see. Then I saw my cat T. She was there, of course, it wasn't her, but she was terrified of something that I don't see. I carried her, and she was like hissing on the leaf, like she was scared of something, just like her mommy does. I carried her back, put her inside the house, and then I went down again to look for her mom. Go around, didn't find her mommy. As I was coming back to the lift again, to the lift to go up to the house, I saw what looked like a pigeon, and he was like in trouble. And I said, "Oh my God, lucky my cat didn't see it earlier." And then I approach it and I call it, and it come towards me, which is very, uh, it's very surreal, and it's very uncommon for a bat to come towards you unless they know you, right? So it didn't come to me. Oh, it did come to me, towards me. I said, oh, maybe you want water and food, right? Wait, I go up and I fetch for you. I came up, I bring water and some whole wheat bread mixed with water and a very small glass of water. When I come down, nothing. The bed was gone. I go all around. And what I take was just about 12 minutes, no more than that, 12 minutes. I went up and down, and then the bird was gone. Uh, as soon as it appears, it was gone. I look all around for it. I call it. It didn't came out. Then I go right again ahead, and I walk then near the grass lawn. And then I saw the other side of the road what looks like a beam walking. Very thing I didn't have my camera. I saw one beam like looks caramel, no, is beige color, but very light beige. Looks like a dog. Only that I only saw it is hinder quarter. Only the hinder legs and the that part of the body. I couldn't see. I don't see his head. And then it walks like a dog. And it the thing is, it was walked to the drain, and the drain is like 6 feet deep, 6 feet deep down. And it walks to the drain, and I watch it as it disappears just like that. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? What's going on? And then the bed is gone. I say, maybe it was that dog who eat the pigeon, but then there was no dog. The dog was disappeared down the entrance of the drain. And the drain is quite deep, it couldn't go down. If it jumped down, it would be giant. Very weird, because there's no dog around here. So I found it very strange that an animal would, except a cat, will walk in the night. And by this time it was already 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. You are a wise and gifted farmer, and I honor you. But would you deny the earth its harvest? For long centuries, the earth has been growing. Each century is a moment in the life of your wheat. Would you deny the wheat its yield of grain, the seed that will ensure its continuity? The earth also has its harvest to reap. Why is this so terrible? Who are you? Persephone, your dal Persephone, of course, I gasped. No, me and Persephone, the goddess of harvest. But this cannot be, I protest. Persephone is myth, fiction. She's not the real living. Of course, she isn't real. It's all done in a keep playing tricks on people. But uh, this, she's not the real living. This may be true, but is harvest also fiction? I don't know what you mean. I mean, old and confused. She smiles at me lovingly. On the contrary, you are one of the clearest and wisest of your time. Close your eyes. It allows me to show you the harvest of earth. Indeed, I shall show you your role within all this. But you must recognize yourself. I partly close my eyes, peering through the lashes at the beautiful woman before me. She reaches out, her hand touching my brow. Instantly, the lights go out. I'm walking across a field of young wheat. My hands are clasped behind my back in a way that it has always been familiar to me. They say even as a boy I walked like this. My eyes are on the fresh green blades, each leaf telling me its story of the growing plant. It's late 20th century, and I'm an old man, and all this stick in the mud, some call me. I have watched a century of change in agriculture, such as I would never have thought possible. But the feelings in my heart always told me the truth when I seek answers to my problems. My memories take me back to when I was a young man on the same farm. Just down the road, only a few miles from my farm, a new fertilizer factory has opened for business. My heart told me that this new form of fertilizer was not going to be in the long-term interest of Yai's farmers. Yet, the facts and figures they showed me of yield increases in wheat and barley were mighty impressive. My problem was whether to use it on my own crops or not. Don't use is not good. I don't use it on my plants. I use eggshells and leftover organic food and chicken excrement or herbivorous, goat excrement, whatever. The representative who regularly came to see me was very persuasive, and I don't doubt he believed in the product himself. The crop yields he told me about were so good, so far beyond anything. Yeah, it gives you fast a bigger crop, but at what price? Full of a chemical inside that goes to your cells. I had ever known. So he told me about it was so good, so far beyond anything I have ever known, that in the end I succumbed. The glossy colored illustrations of wheat and barley that appeared so superior to mine were very convincing, persuasive. Yeah, it's glossy and very shiny. So I began to use the new fertilizers. All went well for a time, yet my heart was troubled. I was mixed and muddled for a good many years, trying to combine the chemical fertilizers with an organic approach to the land. My heart held the organic growing principles, but my head was filled with facts about chemical fertilizers. Very soon I had to learn about the chemicals needed to kill weeds, insects, and fungi. Use chili pepper. For 20 years, I waged war on my farm and allowed the birds to eat all the fungi and insects there. For 20 years, I waged war on my farm and realized that my beloved farm had become a battlefield, and the enemy was nature. How did all my common sense and my innate feeling for the land slip away from me? Indeed, in my heart I knew that the weeds and insects that I was spraying with chemicals had never been a problem in the days before chemical fertilizers. Exactly. But I consoled myself with the huge increase in crop yields. And so it went. Year after year, the problems increasing, the profit margin decreasing, and the land getting sicker with each passing season. And not only that, the soil, the ionosphere will deplete, will become thinner and thinner till you have no more soil, right? I realize that when a plant grow on my poor small high-rise garden, it grow by itself. It can be a chili pepper plant or before grew even melon or passion fruit. I realized that I didn't put any chemical, you see, except organic fertilizer like animal herbivorous animal dung and eggshells. And there were no pests. I didn't see any pests, any kind of fungus or anything else. But when I bought a plant, from commercialized, I noticed that there were pests in it, white fungus in it, one kind of insect that is whitish and blood-like. That one was infesting the plant, and it kills the plant in a few days. The land gets sicker with each passing season. I inherited this land from my father, who in turn had inherited it from his father, my grandfather. I was even named Herbert after him. I was persuaded to cut down all the hawthorn hedges on my farm. Oh my God, hawthorn is good for the heart. The hedges my grandfather had planted when he was a young man. I don't think he would have been too proud of me for that. I was told that the growing crops would get more light and air and that I would gain several yards more cropping land in each field. To my shame, I ignored the needs of the birds and hedgerow animals and all the vast array of insects. However, to my credit, 20 years later I planted them again, and I even set other trees in a new and wider hedgerow, hedgerow to create a more complete ecosystem. Ecosystem! We have invented new words today to describe what my granddad simply knew as nature. From reading his diaries, I know that he would have called an ecosystem the diversity of one, and how much more enlightening a description. In hindsight, I guess we have to make mistakes to learn from them. Time becomes experience, and mistakes becomes lessons. Correct? I certainly made my mistakes as the discord grew between me and my land. So I began to reap a harvest of distress. Everything changed for the worse. Modern science hybridized the wheat and barleys, forcing them into ever higher yields. But to keep them alive and productive, the crops required more and more chemical fertilizers. On and on it went, one arrow chasing another. This clever new wheat had a solid stem to support the bigger head of grain. But when those storms came, the solid stem snapped, and the wheat lay wet and spoiled on the ground. Sure, the overall yields, yields were higher, but that only served to oversupply the market, while the cost to produce the grain crops of a decreasing quality increased with every passing year. Other things bothered me. I would spray my wheat and barley with the various recommended sprays, just like the other farmers, become increasingly dependent on the government's agricultural advisory system. In the beginning, I sprayed only for weeds, but insects soon became a problem, and then fungi diseases became commonplace. Correct? White fungi. I did not like the chemicals at all, and with good reason. Not far away, a whole family had been found dead. Mother, father, and three children. It was learned that the water in their well was directly contaminated from the liquid drained out of farm chemical cans in a nearby dump. Oh my goodness. Such a tragedy was the price of progress. Meanwhile, a whole new generation of farmers had grown up, and to them, chemical farming was the only normal way to do things. Farming machinery became larger and more aggressive to the land. Combination in the rotavator, this rotating multi-bladed monster chewed up the soil, mixing and shining it, slowly but surely fracturing the very structure of the soil itself. This resulted in wind and water erosion as the soil blew away or washed away. and caused the problems within the soil profile as it became degraded. Adversity is a good teacher. Only when things were really grim on the farm did I finally admit that I was frightened. I was frightened of where agriculture was headed, but it seemed to be on a rapid downhill spiral, and only a few of us could see it. I began to educate myself about the land. I learned about the microorganism of the soil and their needs, and about the oxygen and water requirements of the soil. I learned about the soil minerals, about humus, and about earthworms. Nowadays, I no more see earthworms around where I am. In the beginning, there were a lot of earthworms when the soil that we buy, commercialized ones, unfortunately, I have to rely on them because there's no way where I am to get organic soil. So I will always have to buy those uh, chemical treated soil. And oh, sad, very, very sad. When I dig the soil, there is no worm in it like it used to have in the 80s and 90s here. Sadly, there's no more earthworm here. No more. It's a shame. It's a really big shame that there's no more earthworm. And why the earthworm is very important in your garden. Many people who are gardening, like me, I have been gardening for many, many years since I was a child of 7. And I understand and I have learned through planting for my mother that I even work in agriculture for my mother. And I understand and our plant was all organic, made of our goat excrement and the chicken excrement that used to feed the plants in a eggy shells or even egg itself. My mother will never put spray or chemicals in them, their plant. And we grow beautifully and organic in our backyard. And when we shovel the soil, right? It will come out a lot of earthworm, right? And we never saw this as a problem. In fact, we see this as a help. They want the shovel itself. They shovel the soil because they plow the soil for us. They need when we are not seeing. They help us. They are helping your plants. You understand? They are helping the soil. And which is better, their own excrement serve as minerals for the root plants. And that's what I learned. Even as a young woman, I learned that. Not even as a child, I didn't have an idea or conscience about it. But as I grow older, I start to realize that when I am now in another country. I observe when I now have potted plant instead of land there on the soil itself. I have now potted the plant, and when I see a earthworm, my memory would go back to my childhood, and I will remember. Oh, I think this earthworm is helping the plant, the soil somehow, and it's helping to the plant to grow, and that's true. The plant it grew even um, bigger and healthier. I had a jasmine pot that grew up to about 30 years old. It died when the cat started to urine on it because the cat urine is very acidic. So diversity is a good teacher. Only when things were really grim on the farm did I finally admit that I was frightened. I was frightened of where agriculture was headed. For it seemed to be on a rapid downhill spiral, and only a few of us could see it. I began to educate myself about the land. I learned about the microorganisms of the soil and their needs, and about the oxygen and water requirements of the soil. I learned about the soil minerals, about humus, and about earthworms. I learned about the pH of the soil and about the exchange of soil nutrients. I learned the truth about fertilizing the soil. I learned that the so-called chemical fertilizers are no more than chemical stimulants, a drug for the soil, a drug that eventually destroys the microorganic soil life, so necessary for biological transmutations, thereby depleting the overall quality of the soil. I learned that these harmful chemical stimulants also cause massive complexing of the soil minerals, which in turn costs more in money and effort to redress such self-created problems. I learned that the soil is a living, breathing, holy, not holy, but whole, and although tolerant of some abuse, it has a very definite point of collapse. I learned that my own farm was approaching that brink. I changed. I became what's known as an organic farmer. In truth, this means no more than respecting the life in the soil and nourishing. Correct. Instead of using artificial fertilizers to stimulate the growing crops chemically, I fed and nourished the soil life to create an abundance of humans, knowing that this in turn would truly fertilize the crops. To fertilize means to enrich, not stimulate. Correct. Use coffee powder and charcoal. I pulled my farm back from the brink of collapse, and for a decade I was a figure of ridicule among my farming peers. I found a seed supply of the best of the old types of hollow stem weeds. It was never broken by storms again. After a few years, other more aware farmers came to see me and to look at my land. They went away amazed. They had seen a soil sitting with earthworms alive and active. They had seen my crops growing with no sign of insect pests and minimal weeds as a result of minimal cultivation. In many ways, I became a teacher. And in time, many organic farming organizations came to being. Yeah, and I would see this in my mother corn plantation, cassava plantation, pumpkin plantation, watermelon plantation. We never see a single pest is there. No pest, no bugs. You know, there's the black bugs. I have seen the black bug. I have seen the white fungi. No such thing. No fungi, no bugs, nothing in it. That suck the live daylight of the plant. And also there's the bed. The beds help to clear that. Let the beds do the job. The decades passed and I prospered, for I needed only enough money to keep my family well cared for and happy. And my land became my support instead of my enemy. Those who had ridiculed me looked on and envied, for my farm was known to be outstanding. It was a model of health and top quality crops. I once paid premium prices for my crops, which were sold on to whole food suppliers of quality produce. Good. But of all the changes I made, the greatest change was in me. For I learned about the spirit of the land, and I learned to listen to this storehouse of wisdom. I became a student of nature. I still am, and my reward for this are many. The hedgerows are now thick and verdant, completely fruit and nut trees for the wildlife, and special tickets for the animals and ground birds. Trees abound on my farm and is healthy, diverse whole. Now my old granddad would be mighty proud. He certainly would. You see that people who care for the land, who love the land, who are spiritual, don't have to be certain people who came from Genghis Khan descendants, ancestral, please. Doesn't have to be. In fact, it's people not so very big a farmer. They don't like to farm, in fact, so much. But these people, they have been there for centuries, farming non-stop, and they did this with love for the land, and I did it in the natural way. But along the line, there come some Satan devils who invented the chemicals, and to make their produce survive and the commerce survive, they have to do what the suppliers wanted with the government. So they had no other way out than to try their product, and instead they help in a way to grow faster, bigger, brighter produce, but they bring in with them pests and also eroded the soil, the ionosphere eroded, which get less soil. Okay, my eyes open and I stare at Persephone and wonder. That was surely me, I gasped. Me, my only grandson? Uh-huh, exactly. Shh, we had not finished yet, she whispered. She touched my brow again, and I am walking across a field of young wheat. I can hear a song moving through the sweetness of my heart. God, what a song! Rising, falling as though the very breath of the earth. I hear the spirit of the land as it welcomes us. I turn to the group of young people with me. Listen, I tell them. Cease thinking. Get into my heart center and listen. Listen with your total attention. Together we continue across the field. It's early in the 22nd century, and I am a young man. I'm said to be a mystic, for I was born with the silent language of nature flowing through my heart. There are many very gifted people on this planet, although the gifts that have changed in many ways. Genius is no longer based on an intellectual capacity, but on a person's spiritual insight and wisdom. Bravo, correct. Nothing to be measured by how much you have in your bank account. Much has changed. Agribusiness collapsed in the 21st century, and all the ingenuity of genetic manipulation was unable to prevent it. There is a natural order behind the basic principles of plant growth, and they can be abused only to a critical point. Nature is, was, and always will be an expression of spirit. For well over a century, this was ignored. The physical manipulation, domination, and stimulation reaping its final destructive harvest. If you sow discard, you are obliged to harvest distress. However, as was always known, from a negative restructuring, there emerges a positive restructuring. Agriculture now embraces a reality based on oneness. The old had to give away to the new, no matter how hard the old battled for its survival. Correct. It's really a heartbreak for me. I cry my heart out to see it. I cry for my mother, for my grandmother, who wouldn't want to see this time coming. I'm more of a teacher than a farmer, yet my teaching is really about drawing the innate knowing from my pupils rather than putting much extra knowledge in. With the collapse of the abhorrent human need to dominate, the inherent legacy of our inner dominion is now blossoming as it emerges from the soul. But I hear the song, a girl named Mirel whispers. I smile at her. Most of my pupils are children, or to be more accurate, old souls and young bodies. I was one of those. Many of them will soon be far more skilled than I. I watch her eyes as tears roll down her cheeks. My smile deepens. You cannot listen to the song and you remain unaffected. In the song is heard the movement of the clouds, the whisper of the moisture they contain, the soft susurration of displaced air. One hears the sifting of every particle of soil, the breath of a planet, the deep gargle of its bowels. The trees knowingly add to the song as a breeze strokes across the harp of their leaves, while each bird adds its own expression of joy to the concert of nature. Farming is very different now. All farmers, and there are more female than male farmers, are at one with their farm. All farmers are awake, knowing their self. Their sense of self is expanded. Female is better to be a farmer. Embrace their land and everything that lives on the farm. Some have a very expanded sense of self, some quite small, yet the inner expansion continues. There are no concepts within this, you know or you do not. Within this expanded framework, each farmer controls his or her farm with love focused willpower. Through dominion, each farm is fine-tuned to love, the greatest creative power of all. All farmers can control the germination and growth of all the plants on their land. They can alter the pH of the soil at will, where they wish it, and control the activity and movement of all the insects. Nothing is outside of itself, and no factor is seen as wrong or right. Even the rainfall responds to the will of the farmer. Yeah, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, I can invoke rain. I have this power. Harmony and balance are the governing principles, and they can only be expressed from within the farmer who has attained this wholeness. This is the dominion of self. The old mono agribusiness has been replaced by a true diversity. The abusive farm chemicals and genetically forced plant varieties have all gone. Farming now is a cohesion of peace and abundance, reflecting the peace and abundance within the farmer. There are the criteria that determine who can have the privilege of farming, for it is now considered a distinction to be a custodian of the land. Those who can attune with the spirit of the land are honored. I catch the eye of Mirel, and she grins at me, the delight breaking out into laughter. She is 11 years old in body, but I already recognize that she has greatness in her aura. I'm honored that I am teaching a person who will become one of the great teachers of our time. Time of all the changes, time is the most changed. Life is measured now by a vibrational intensity rather than the measure of a clock. In body I am a young man, yet I am dying. I have dreamed my death, and I welcome it. I have seen it the beyond, and is open to me, offering me a new direction within other dimensions. My friends know of this, and they rejoice with me. My death will not be an ending, it will be a new beginning. Mirel is looking at me strangely. She comes to me, taking my hand. But your light's shining more powerfully than I have ever seen. Are you leaving eyes? I realize that she's correct. My sense of self is now vast, expanding far beyond the capacity of my physical body. I feel the physical shell fall away, and I'm free. The light is so powerful around me that even Persephone is bathed in my radiancy. My eyes open and I nod as she beckons to me. Rising to my feet, I walk toward her. On a sudden premonition, I turn around and I see my body, all debarred, slumped and empty, and he leans back against the hawthorn. An expression of deep peace stamped on his lined, and withered features. Persephone beckons to me, and I know that she beckons to me, rising to my feet. I walk toward her. On a sudden premonition, I turn around and I see my body, all debarred, slumped and empty, and he leans back against the hawthorn. Take Persephone's hand. I walk with her into other dimensions, knowing that she's a messenger of light. I step back from this fear shaken. For a moment, I am confused, having connected so strongly with the three lives of Bach. I'm a bit stunned at how it ended. He died or was reborn. Wow! Persephone regards me intensely. How do you feel about all that? I must say I'm surprised. You are surprised, I'm startled. But didn't you arrange everything? Wasn't this the lesson you wanted me to learn? Michael, don't you understand yet? We do not organize what you experience. You do. The people you experience are not separate from you. You go where self reveals self. Each person whom you experience is an aspect of self. You choose, you determine, because it is you that you experience. So, from what it says here, I'm going to repeat. Let's see. He died or was reborn. Wow, Persephone regards me intensely. How do you feel about that? I must say I'm surprised. You're surprised. I'm startled. But didn't you arrange everything? Wasn't this the lesson you wanted me to learn? Michael, don't you understand yet? We do not organize what you experience. You do. The people you experience are not separate from you. You go where self reveals self. Each person whom you experience is an aspect of self. You choose, you determine, because it is you that you experience. Okay. But it's a bit confused for us, very confused, very confusing for us. Because she says that we are part of all the people that we encounter ever in this lifetime or all the others lifetime. So let's say all the people, our family, our immediate family, our relatives, our friends, our companion, partners, etc. All Jews are part of us. I mean, yes, when we focus that is one, yeah. In this context, yes. But when I see it through another aspect, I mean, to the material aspect, as we see it, we see that we are a bit different, don't we? And we are not related because we are so different one from another. And how come that's all aspect of itself and that they don't arrange anything? I really don't believe this, as much as I want to believe, I don't believe. And this Persephone is one of the Anunnaks, and she have one sister who's in hell, okay? And she called her lover to come see her, and she didn't want him to go. She wanted to imprison him in hell. My head is spinning, but within my heart an inner noise ignited. I don't intellectually understand, but within me I know that I know, leaving me to digest all that has happened. Persephone moves away. A deliberate Persephone is the same as Zeus. A deliberate walk into the purple mist that blows in small clouds around me. It's odd, but just when I need the purple light, it always seems to surge close by. Very nice. is so energized, but more than that, the purple mist seems to dispel my confusion, promoting a greater clarity and insight. I'm approached by a tall man who is absolutely startling to look at. See, Persephone go, another one come. Zeus go, Persephone come. I see incredible, almost ethereal beauty in him, as though his garment of a human body is not quite adequate to hide the intense and magnificent energy. I feel certain that this is Pan, even though he looks nothing like the mythological Pan as depicted by the books of my youth. As though to mock me, tiny stub horns seem to momentarily gleam at his brow. Then they are gone. I feel more music around him and somehow a great affinity with him than with any of the others. He attracts me while simultaneously overwhelming me. He stands quiet and patient, knowing that his presence is disturbing me. Do you remember me? He asks. I gasp. Not his word, but his energy is invoking some powerful memories of my youthful past, in experiences that are dismissed as daydreams. I must lead into the mystical realms of nature. There, I experienced the depths and perceptions of nature that I could never explain, so I persuaded myself they were foolish dreams. I know now they were not. For a micro moment, the mask of pen slips, and I sense a wildness in human garb. I sense nature unbounded by human thought, undiluted by human concepts. I sense something that is nameless, formless, and indescribable. I swallow nervously, for Penny holds his sphere before me. His enigmatic half smile is a question. Suddenly, as though compelled, my hesitation is banished, and I thrill with all that is happening. I know that when I eventually return to a normal everyday reality, I will not be the same as before. This whole experience is an initiation. Sorry. With avid attention, I gaze deep into his sphere. My name is Myrel, and with my three children, I'm walking in the woods. Laurel and Faye, young teenagers, dance ahead, skipping through the autumn leaves. But my youngster 5-year-old Bart walks with me, holding my hand. Come on, Mommy, Laurel calls out silently, impatient, and I call back to her in the silent sea. We are coming, my dear. Don't go too far ahead. Laurel is a girl's name. Laura, have you heard by Laurel? In this silence, I hear her reply, okay. I'm not sure if I'm teaching young Bart. As we walk along together, maybe he's teaching me. I named him after an honored teacher in my youth. I wanted my teacher, but when he became so illuminated that he left his physical body, forsaking it, it was both a sad and exultant moment in my life. Oh, I understand now. What happens is the old man who once Bart, who died, now become the woman, Mirel, the girl who he taught before. He was the girl's teacher. He was 90 plus year old, and he had a pupil who was 11-year old, who is now his mother. He had reborn as her child. I'm not sure if I'm teaching young Bart as we walk along together or if he's teaching me. I named him after an honored teacher in my youth. I was with my teacher, but when he became so illuminated that he left his physical body, forsaking it, it was both a sad and exultant moment, exultant, exultant moment in my life. But actually manifested himself before me in his new light body. For unlike a normal human light body, it was radiant beyond belief. He spoke to me, telling me that he was going beyond, that I would eventually join him. He told me that we are so bounded. Young Bart, everyone calls him Young Bart, is an amazing child. Like most of us, he perceives the nature spirits, but he can also perceive a dimension beyond this. He can see into a dimension of beings that occupy the same space as us, but they express a very different reality. Their vibrational intensity is far higher than the physical manifestation of nature and humanity. Young Bach tells me that they appear as reflections of light without any defined form. They communicate not with words but with a beautiful kaleidoscope of spherical light frequencies. Yeah, like I've seen there on the garden. I know what he means, but I have never experienced anything quite like it. He cannot join them, but nevertheless they are able to teach him, tapping directly into his consciousness. As he and I walk into the clearing, Faye and Laurel are waiting for us. The impress is expecting eyes, Laurel says in a hushed tune. It's wonderful to see parents that not only understand but support their children when the children tells you when your child tells you that they are seeing things. Don't brush it off. Don't scold your children. Say that you are imagining things, or maybe stop lying, or you are seeing things. Maybe you are watching too much movie. And there are some who even completely eradicate computer, internet, and TV for these kids. You know, they go to the extreme. I know some who are close to me and do it. And they have a wonderful childhood where they had all the freedom, and now they do it to their own child. They they restrict and they prohibit the children from having fantasia that they had when young, and their mother accepted, not just accept but understood them, and so it is natural. So don't ever scold your children if they say they are seeing ghosts or see imaginary friends. Let the children be child, okay? Let children be children. Children will always be children, so let them be. As he and I walk into the clearing, Faye and Laurel are waiting for us. The impressed expecting eyes, Laurel says in a hushed tone. Young Bart is literally twitching with excitement. The clearing is thickly carpeted with yellow and golden leaves falling softly from the surrounding trees. As though by magic, the subdued light picks up and reflects the multi-hued colors of autumn, while all around us the trees are hushed. The clearing is a place of power. It is a place where the visible and invisible mix and merge, where the form and the formless no longer appear as separate. Not all humans are able to discern these places of power. I am, but most can, especially those who work directly with nature. Yeah. For us, this imagine is necessary. And to imagine that they were called witches long time ago. says pretty much about ignorant people. Religions are ignorant people. The clearing is bordered by the trees, tightly packed as though jostling for room. It's not a large clearing, no bigger than an old-fashioned tennis court, but it holds far more than its physical space would suggest. Together, we all walk over to what appears as an archway of light, walking beneath the shimmery portal. As we enter the archway, we walk into a pink light that is so dense it appears almost solid. We have to push against its formless resistance as though facing a powerful, unmoving wind. It's a strange feeling. Most people are unable to penetrate this pink intensity and are therefore denied entry beneath this archway. My children and I have all been here before, so I know that all will go well for us. So now Bart, which is Tom, who was Bart, now becomes Junior Bart, which is the son of one of his former child pupils. I remember back to when I first brought each of the children here. They were all 3 months old babies in arms when I carried them through the archway and presented them to the Empress. The Empress was delighted. Only a few people are able to enter her kingdom, and to have a whole family is quite an exception. What makes my family exceptional is that each of my children has a different father. Oh, too much for you all who religion is freak or the misogynist or the what they call that one, the MGO men, I don't know, MGT, MG, don't know, the queers over there who says that, oh, any mother, single mother's not good, or the mothers who have children from different fathers not good. I wish my children were of a different father. Now I regret so much, but alas, I was given this dreadful, awful script from these entities to have a kid from the same idiot, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm frustrated because of that. So, what makes my family exceptional is that each of my children has a different father, has have never pledged myself to any one man, but with each of the three men whom I love, I have born a child. This was my choice. Laurel is my firstborn. She can speak into the silence of the self more clearly than anyone I have known, and already even demand as a teacher. She can teach you on the inner levels over any distant sea, making her invaluable. Faye is my second born. She's Faye by name and Faye by nature. She can see nature's spirits of all types, and she can easily communicate with them. She has a very developed affinity with nature, and she's walking new levels of horticulture. Bravo! And then there's young Bart. He's an odd child. He seemed almost retarded for his first year of life. But he eventually realized that he was in touch with so many other realities that he paid little attention to his physical one. He is now well adjusted, but he has never attended the schools of other children, even though our schools are very versatile, catering to the varied degrees of brain hemisphere development. Young Bart seemed already to know just about everything. He never told us about this, but it became apparent as he was tested and assessed. I have to confess that I too I am considered a person on the forefront of human development, but not in any way in intellectual. I specialize in the areas of metaphysical integration with other realms of reality. Yeah, just like me. The pink intensity offers its usual impenetrable resistance before suddenly melting before us. And we enter the realm of nature spirits. As always, the Empress is waiting, without exception. She knows when a human seeks entry to her kingdom. Welcome. Her voice is silent, emerging directly into our human consciousness. Her smile of love is uplifting, a song in their heart. Thank you, Empress, we each silently project. Could it be all imagination from these people? I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe it's their imagination. I have learned that we humans each see the Empress in a different way. Some share a similar perception of her, but I know that how we see her is our own creation. I'm aware that young Bart sees her with his inner eye as a moving, mobile spectrum of light, and maybe he's right, reflecting through colors and frequencies invisible to normal human eyes. That's correct. For him, she's one of the beings who teach him. Perhaps his perception is more accurate than mine. I'm gonna show something. Yes, I think so. I think that she's a light. A sphere of light because I have seen it last week. Yeah, this is what I've seen in the garden last week at about 1 a.m. This being here materializes. Don't know whether male or female. Okay. No, it's not a ghost. So this one, they don't have features. They don't show much feature. I leave the camera is loud and it will follow me around. Even I tried two cameras, the same thing. Two different cameras, the same result. The bean would still follow me around. So one was walking hunchbacked. Here the pale figure walks alone, hunchback, on this eerie, mysterious, freaky place. Where is it? They're here? Oh no, this is a here. This is a tree. Here. Now could it be an alien for all we know? Pretend to be something else. And what's this light here? Here again. this sphere of light suddenly appear on the sky. And someone said through the EVP, a voice of a girl said, because I say, oh my God, it's already 1 a.m. And she says, and you're wasting your time? But I misunderstood it. So this is the sphere of light. So this is the impress of nature. Sometimes comes as a white woman in white. Oh, that's a tree. This time around when so dark. Again here. It's on several places at the same time. It couldn't be there and then here and then here and here. You just can't. That white figure just can't be in all places at the same time. I have to clear up the image because it's very dark. It's really pitch dark. It's really pitch dark. Especially now during holidays. So I have to clear up if needed. Ooh, what's that light there? The other side is now the sphere. The sphere is again there. Is the sphere still here? Cannot be the lamp post. I don't know. It can't be. It's the reflection of the camera touch the lamp post. But again, no, it can't be all the time like that in all frames. And why is he again? What's here? Why? See here. Why is all the way, all the time, all everywhere? Just cannot be. You know, this the sphere he's talking about. Ah, the light again. I don't know why would they harm me because I'm so attuned to nature. Really, I don't believe it could be some being from nature here. Again here the white thing. This is not a tree because there's no such thing as a tree here. Definitely not a tree. It's a being. You see here? It's a being. You see the top? And they are a bit deformed and they have some holes there. And they are grayish. God, sometimes they don't care. They want to move. Other time they are afraid to move. Mm. So when you reach 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, then the activities become more intense. I basically don't think that they are a spirit of nature. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but at night, they also walk at night. Here one walking by here. There another one that the right walking. So there another one come towards me. If I light on his head, one purple light, another one on the right. There's something here. So they can transform basically almost anything they want to. Sometimes they transform themselves into a girl, sometimes into a black shadow. Here moving. You see the others are static, right? So one's moving. See? Wait that nobody can find out about this place and what lingers there. I felt all the time I went there a long time ago, I already felt there's something going on there. But I just wanted a better camera to prove it. make it real. The spirit of nature can be quite pretty scary and also sometimes can even harm you. They are called the limiters and the arts. They can punish you sometimes fatally if you're not strong enough. There will be some movie there to the right, a tiny one, and some big chunky one, like here one, a chunky one, and sometimes the chunky one guides the small one. Right here, moving. Here, here the big one. There another one. Now he's going to run. See here, to the right here. Those are all beings, and they have something like a weapon or a genitalia nose before they show to me. Either weapon or genital is quite like spiky, hairy, something like that. The fattest one. These are all beings. There's no tree. The only trees here are the old ones here planted here, hysteric. All those others that are moving are not trees at all. He's going to this side. He's going to the left. Then when he see me, he turn and I go to the left. Poor thing. I don't disturb. I don't know what they have the consciousness see. I don't disturb. I don't want to disturb any there. If I accidentally step on a snail, I don't see because it's too dark. I try to put the snail far away from me so that I wouldn't step nothing. Not there to litter or to disturb them. Just to just to feel Molly. Maybe they don't like to be filmed. I don't know. Sometimes there's a lot of them, and they another thing about these beings is that they are quadruped. It means that they can walk and run and fall. They can transform into a beast or they are biped. I didn't see this fellow. He always walk by itself. Today is dark. He didn't walk, but the other one, the other side, walked by itself. It walks, can walk by itself. I don't care. I'm not scared. But anyways, they still harm you. Not also they seem like human, but I don't know. I don't want to think bad about them anyway. I don't want to. Fight with them. I have no right. I don't know why they run for what? Don't need to run. Relax. The another one here deformed. So apparently here they are moving. It's not the camera that moves them. See? It's not the camera because I see the object moving. Otherwise, the others also move. But see here the lamp moving. All the vegetation moving, the lamps moving. Everything here takes they they can copy an image of something and then they shape shift themselves. Here more walking. See here shadows. No, it's not the camera. See objects moving. See this one don't move. It's fixed. Why aren't you moving? Someone here move something here moving running. It was darker than this one. There moving here. Moving. Moving. Hey, stop. Hey, that one's the camera. Yeah, but some is not the cam. This one was the camera. So it was my impression. Or when the camera stop, they stop. When the camera move, they move so that they are so sneaky that they know that if I move the camera, people may think that is the camera. So once the camera stop, they stop. Camera move, they move. Here the camera moving. Here one. What's this? Oh, is that bushes? It's quite scary. Over there contains beans. Maybe even alien beans. Oh, it sounds so big. Giant. Here, here, moving object. Wonderful. Here, ooh, with the lamppost moving. See here, see all moving. So whoever want more actions, just tune in to this channel and you'll see more things, more scary. It look like a woman in white here. I'm not sure. A woman in white here. Yep, it look like the woman there floating. You see, no feet. It's like a cloth, a shroud, something like that. Some look like a veil or hair, no face. Yep, it's not a woman, but it's a being. It's a being. A ghost, I will not say, but it's a being. Yep, it's a being. A being in white right here where the student sleeps. Wow. But anyways, want to watch more, just go there. I'm going to continue with my story. But it must matter to all. To Laurel, the Empress is a feminine figure of brilliant white light, while to Faye she is a fairy being of exceptional beauty. I see her as feminine and human, yet with a visible aura and a magnificent rippling corona around her head. This is the way most human adults see her, and it's that luminous halo radiating like a regal crown that has brought about the title of Empress. Joining her energy towers, she accompanies us as we continue our stroll. In some ways, everything has changed. In other ways, it's all the same. The archway in the mystic clearing is the portal through which to pass into the other realm. But the realm occupies the same space as our physical realm. The trees still grow around us. Oh my God, it's 3:50 now a.m. and the birds start to sing outside. But these trees seem to manifest a different level of warning. See? I'm going out to look for the cat again at my own peril. They communicate with eyes even to the extent that leaves give excited little dances around their stems and wigs twitch towards eyes, all aware of our presence in a welcoming hour. Reminds me of the tree there in the garden where I go. They look scary. I don't know whether they are, I don't know, but mm, I still have my doubt about them. So I have learned that the human, see her feminine and join her energy towards she accompanies as we continue our stroll. In some ways, everything has changed. In other ways, it's all the same. The archway, the mystic clears, the portal through which to pass into this other realm. And the realm occupies the same space as our physical realm. The trees still grow around us, but these trees seem to manifest a different level of awareness. They communicate with us even to the extent that leaves give excited little dances around their stem, and twigs switch toward us, all aware of our presence and welcoming attention. The same trees grow in our physical reality, but our physical senses are in a slower vibration, dueling our greater reality. When I was a girl, my teacher, Bart, opened me to this song. I have since become proficient at listening, able to summon the required attention and focus necessary to inner hear the song in a physical reality. Here, however, the song is almost overpowering. It fills my whole being, opening me to a great experience of life than is physically possible. The song is pure energy and movement. Holding hands with my children, we kick up our heels and dance to the harmonic of this song and consciously see the trees dance with us. And they love it. Well, that one doesn't love me. They run away from me as this one showed many, many times. We dance with fairies and gnomes and elves as they all come in a rush and flood of eager awareness from within the wood. I join hands like a group of laughing fawns, each look as though in a shanty child. We wheel and spin no longer with our feet on the earth as we float a few feet above the ground. For what seems hours, we dance in inexhaustible dance of love, and we are aware that our energy is permeating and nourishing the consciousness of all nature. Beautiful. This incredible kingdom where the impress serves the realms of the physical and the metaphysical is a meeting place between the two aspects of a greater reality. Here, the two aspects of one come together, thus raising forever the vibration of physical life on a physical earth. Within our joy and within our dance, we are focused in a way. Within us, the songs expanded and amplified. I think they went to the whole earth, and influence over humanity becomes increasingly magnified. Not only do we magnify this song, attract it to human awareness, but we open human awareness to the energy of this song. We express this song of truth, thus increasing the resonance of truth within everyday human lives. This joy is our service. And if that I finish this beautiful material, it's really inspiring and stress lifting. It's beautiful. And this tree here look like the tree look like the tree that haunted garden there, where the trees move and have life. Everybody walk at night. The lamp works like in, it's another realm, it's another parallel world that the camera is able to capture. In the night. So funny. The best thing in life is for being health. It's the best feeling. They like the trees, so that one under the below ground there is so pavements are all wet. You know, the exercise. Yes. And it comes a beautiful sound, sound and fragrance. The fragrance of the wet sand when it rains, the smell of the air, the smell of the dew in the morning, plant dew, fragrance of exhaling plant in the night. Wow. The best thing in life is for being health. It's the best feeling that one could have. Health, fit, etc. Couple up with nature, like the big city. The sense of feeling, great feeling. The free nature, nocturnal nature.
personally love it. Charlie, so
The wind is
have a
moving.
laugh, to have to sleep around here, or to live around here like me when I was young. I really love the sound of nature. It's the best sound that you could ever have for insomnia, for relaxation at night, anti-depression, anti-depression, etc. Nothing beats nature. That's the best choral on the world. Better than Beethoven, better than Mozart. Nothing beats nature when it comes to beautiful sound, so, sound and fragrance. The fragrance of the wet sand when it rains, the smell of the air, the smell of the dew in the morning, plant dew, fragrance of exhaling plant in the night.